Let us continue playing Advance Wars 2. When we last left off, we dealt with a lab, we got some Neotanks available. What are Neotanks? We'll find out at some point. Meantime, we're going to face off against a new CO. Enemies at sea and on land, outwit them and capture the headquarters. According to our intel, it's just a little further ahead. Sammy, how sure are you about this information's accuracy? Seems odd the Flak would be out here resting his troops. I know, but do you really think Flak's capable of setting a trap? Well, since you put it that way... Lash out! So we're going to find out the second of the new COs. You're right, Flak didn't set a trap for you. I did. Flak doesn't have a cunning bone in his body. Who's that? A little girl? A black hole CO, perhaps? You got it. My name's Lash. Nice to meet you. Would you like to play with me? What do you say, Grandma? I do believe I'm being taunted. Sammy, bring her to me alive. Okay. So, Naval Unit tutorial. Then we can do the Keeper from the enemy. But if we ignore those, deploy ground unit after ground unit, which means we have to get to the isle and capture the headquarters. Yes, ma'am. Okay. There's superior combat range. So they get Shadowhawks and landers as well. So, in order to get this out of trouble, it's now going to move us on to a cruiser. Cruisers can attack air units. And how we're going to keep this safe is by moving onto cruisers, because they can carry aircraft. So there we go. It's on and loaded. Second thing we want to do is use it as direct fire. It can attack on air units and subs. And so we're going to attack the sub. Just conveniently put it within the rocket distance, so that's not a problem for us. Now, Lash's CO power I'm going to explain a little bit when we get to a point where it's relevant. This, by the way, is a battleship. It is the biggest ranged, biggest artillery unit in the game. It can hit 2 to 6, which means it outranges the rockets. And that means we go and basically wipe it out here. This is another really, really simple mission. Really, really simple. Now, subs are units that can hide. They're very ineffective against cruisers, so we're not going to use it against that. But we do not want it to be attacked by the cruiser, so we're going to do that, and we're going to dive. So, next up, we need to go and consider how we're going to proceed with the objective. So I'm going to put both of the tank... Actually, I'm going to load that up, load that on a lander, and I'm also going to load a tank onto it. It can hold 2 units. That's the thing with the landers. There you go. Souls and ports are the only 2 places. So what we want to do is we want to move this towards the shoal we have over there. Then we'll deploy APC tank and we'll try and move around. So, meanwhile, it's giving us the ranged unit tutorial now. So what we want to do with this is basically block off that anything they build there, which should be fairly easy in all honesty. Move both of you up, and then we're going to move the tank up as well. Actually, no, we're not going to move that there. We're going to move that around there. So yeah, we probably can actually take that away from them, or at least get some missiles built first. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something to tell you. You know I didn't lead you all the way out here for nothing. On day 7, Flak's bringing his troops, and we're going to pinch you like a bug. What? Yep, you're running out of time. Teehee. Well, isn't that an unpleasant surprise? This black hole CO has a brain. Okay, Sammy, you hold her. You heard her. Flak and his goons are closing in. We've got to clear this map in 7 days. Okay. So we at least have a bit of a challenge to overhaul here, but still. Off go those. And that's actually blocking our position there a little. Day 2. Each day they burn 2 units of fuel. The sub will burn a little more than that, but actually there's no reason to worry about that anymore because there's nothing now that the sub can actually hurt. There's the cruiser, but the only way we can deal with the cruiser is if we bait and switch it. So I'm going to move the lander into range there. And then we're going to have this covering the largest area we can. So actually I'm going to move it forward. That now gives me coverage of a lot of the map. including capture points. So, this is going to move out to there. The artillery is going to move to there, which isn't quite far enough at the moment to get involved in the combat. Tank is going to move up. Move all the other units up, and we are done for the turn. So they did capture base. They can now build some things out of that. And you decide to use your rocket to just weaken the cruiser slightly. Okay. So we have some options here, but I think we're going to wipe out the this unit because this allows us to drop our things down. A little bit of a waste, but still, we need to be able to deploy our troops. So the lander is going to deploy the APC. I suppose it really matters. They don't have any more ranged units. So they go there and there. Next up, we're going to try and wipe out the units here and then cover it off. So the tank moves to there. Good news is the tank can deal with both of those anti-air units quite easily, I feel. Now we'll do that there because that means I can still attack if needed. I think that does mean I've put it... Yeah, I was just a little off of doing that, which is always good. Oh, that's the other thing I can do. I can move the transport. Yeah, that would have been a fort earlier. I could use a transport copter. Still unlikely to use it massively effectively, but still, it's an option. Now, Lash's ability, terrain tactics. Now, I'll go through what she does, but basically her normal ability is that she doubles any defense bonus she currently has. So you want to notice? Oh, her defense is still at 1. Oh, okay, maybe it's a later ability that does that. I think she gets a bonus according to what her defense ability is. And I think whatever she's done there with terrain tactics is allowed her to move an extra space, because that wasn't how it was set up last turn. So let me check what she actually does here. We turn terrain effects into firepower bonuses. So additional firepower for her terrain bonus. In addition to using terrain effects to increase power, drops all movement costs to all units for 1. So basically, yeah, her units can move more effectively. Prime tactics, defense bonuses are doubled, and that conversely increases their attack power. Movement cost is decreased. So I think the best thing I can do here is wipe out this unit. It's a little bit on the risky side, but this actually is the better way to do it, I think. Because you do not want to lose units. That's important. I think that's probably still going to die, but what I can do here is at least get a lot of damage done on you. See, that's actually quite a bad matchup, in all honesty. Oh, I should not have done... what am I doing? Alright. Next up, kill that. Two, I'm not playing this mission at all well. Good news is we now have a first ability up, which will increase the power of our infantry units. Second up, we are going to go on a run. Now, what is the range of you? You can actually hit to there. Good news is we're moving to there. The next turn will block that off. So how far can that move? Hold on, I should really have thought about that. I think it's 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I've got my staggered setup done there. Okay, wounded but still alive. And that is probably not going to survive the turn. No. Thought it might with the defense boost, but it didn't. So now, I've got to consider things. I can probably wipe this out. In fact, I can wipe this out. Yeah, this is the way to play this. Because now I can move up, kill off this unit. Cover the building, cover the base, attack the anti-air, knocking it down to half health. That means it's got even less chance of being effective than it did before. I can then do this. 3 turns left to go. That means I've got this sorted. Next thing, I'm going to wipe out the cruiser. Yeah, we only do about a fifth of the damage, but still. Cruiser wiped out. Next up, deal with you. So I think next time we can wipe out the entirety of their squad. Which means they don't have to do the capturing victory. Huzzah! Downside is they did heal, but yeah. Next troops arrive tomorrow. They will. But double time. Okay. 100% damage. Boom. There was really no point in me using the superpower, but you know what? If we had a superpower, we gotta use it. And Battleship says death. Okay, Battleship says mostly death. You say all death. So then wiped out. I didn't use a single unit, I don't think, though again, close. Congratulations, Sammy, you won. Phew, came through somehow. Now I'd like to talk to our energetic little friend again. Sammy, drag her over here, please. Yes, ma'am. Wait a minute, this isn't that brat. This is... It's a dummy. She escaped? Unbelievable. Played us like a pair of fools. Black troops are closing in. Let's get out of here. Not sure which pair these turned out to be. Victory! Did we get the 300? We should have done. We did. Huzzah! And that is another mission down. Lash is a much more powerful CO enemy to face off than Lash is. No, Lash is more powerful than Flak is, certainly. So, I'm going to save that here. We have 2 missions left to do on this continent. So we're going to do the next one of those, Max's mission next, and then we move on to whatever the final one is. So I'll see you then.